This is Science During the Enlightenment and how it relates to Frankenstein. Okay, so there's three big ideals of the scientific or the Age of Enlightenment. So the first ideal was that there's more reasoning and less emphasis on popular belief. So this meant that people relied less on like scripture and religious texts to explain everything that happens to them, and so they began to question things by doing tests and other things so that they could figure out what actually is happening, and not just from some old book that was written hundreds of years ago. The other idea is secularism, which is the idea that religion and politics should be separated. And then also the belief that all humans are equal and that humanity is always moving forward. So that is the idea that it's a progressive society and they're always trying to advance and make things better, whether it be the printing press or other technologies that were created. Okay, so the tabula rasa and the noble savage and how they relate to the text. So the tabula rasa is Locke's idea that the mind at birth is a blank slate and thoughts are formed from experience. So this means that when you are born, you don't just know everything. You have to experience things to know how to act and recognize different situations. And the noble savage is a person that has not been corrupted by civilization and represents the goodness in humanity. So this relates to the text because when the monster was originally born or created, he had a blank slate and he had he didn't know how society worked yet. He had no experiences. So then he wasn't corrupted, which makes him a noble savage. And over time, this kind of went south because he became corrupted because people in society thought he was ugly, etc., etc., and he became not liked and hated for his ugliness, and then he became corrupted. Okay, so there is a lot of evidence of science discussed in the novel. So one piece of evidence is that Victor discovers the works of Cornelius Agrippa, Paracelsus, and Hubertus Maximus, chemists from an early age, and so this kind of sparks his idea of science at a young age and makes him be motivated. And then another thing that also helped him was Victor witnesses an electrical storm and finds interest in electricity. So he brings this idea to help create the creature because he knows that he figured out that the brain works with electricity, and he thought he could harness that electricity to bring someone back to life. So this is significant because it shows Victor's interest in science starting at a very young age. We can infer that Mary Shelley's feelings about science based on the novel show that she thinks science is advancing too quickly. I feel that this is her opinion because she emphasizes that science can lead to bad things, such as the creation of a creature that goes to murder tons of people. So, my opinion on Locke and Rousseau's theories and textual evidence. So, I agree with both theories. I believe that humans develop from their experiences and they weren't born with everything. I also believe in the noble savage idea that when you are first born to society, you aren't corrupted because you do not know anything about it. And no one has an opinion about you, and that can stay the same or it can change. So textual evidence of this. So the monster talks about not wanting to introduce himself to the Lacey family because he had been rejected before, showing that his thoughts and behaviors come from his life experiences. So this is significant because if he had never been rejected and he had a blank slate and not been corrupted by anything else in society, he would have gone right ahead and talked to the Lacey family. But because of prior experience of being rejected and seen as ugly, he did not feel right to do that. Okay, so there's a lot of modern connections. So a big one was the text-to-self connection. So if you have a loved one, or I have had a loved one that died, and often those people, when they grieve, they want to bring them back. And this is similar to Victor wanting to bring back a dead person. All right, so text-to-text connection. So in the movie The Lazarus Effect, a wife of a scientist dies, and he brings her back to life, but it kind of backfired on him because she became evil. This is similar to Victor bringing the creature to life. He wanted to bring back another life form, or the same life form, and he turned out to be evil as he went through society. Okay, so text-to-world connection. So scientists are trying to bring back people that are clinically dead. which is similar to Victor's bringing back or trying to create someone that's new. So this picture shows scientists working on a human, and that is significant to Victor working on the creature. Okay, so in conclusion, so the ideas of science are greatly represented in the novel of Frankenstein through the experiments that were done to create the creature, which are that are starting to come into fruition today, and also the creature's experiences and how they're similar to Locke's and Rousseau's theories of the mind being a blank slate and a noble savage. All right, thank you very much for watching.